As always, happy Wednesday. I'm so excited about today's topic because it's something that has been pretty topical in our home and likely in yours too. And that is what the heck is going on in Chattanooga, right? So, we all know traffic's a problem. They're working on that. Fun fact, Hamilton County has received the most funds from the state out of any other county for infrastructure. So, the entire state of Tennessee knows that we have a problem with our roads and our infrastructure in general. So it is being addressed. I know that doesn't fix it right now, but just know that everyone knows. But then also, as you drive around town, it seems like there's another hotel and another hotel and another hotel. And it's hilarious because if you know anything about my husband, you know that he's going to have an opinion. I am too, but you're going to know his. So, throughout just driving around, there's been so many instances where he's like, oh my gosh, another hotel. I don't understand Chattanooga because it's cool for what it is, but there's not that much here. Why do we need so many hotels? So obviously, basic response of we're a good pass through. People are going to stop anyway, and we keep growing. So as we keep growing, we need room for people coming into town, right? Well, part of real estate that's super fun, and also things that I get to know in not just partnership with real estate in general, but also being a member of Rotary. Shameless plug, if you want to learn more about Rotary and you are a business executive or owner, please let me know. Is that we get speakers and we get to know things sometimes before everyone else or more in depth than everyone else. And of course, being in real estate, anything development, I am all over. So we all know River City Company is working on, well, not just River City Company, but there's a whole plan for the Lookout Stadium, right? So that's the thing that's happening. It's in stages for final approval right now. So more than likely, the plans are going to go through as they're proposed. And then River City Company is working on what to do with the hill that has been the old Lookouts Stadium, right? And then they're also looking at potentially doing a revitalization down Broad Street, making it a little bit more, even more walkable than it is right now, more sociable. And that's all awesome. But then today we got to hear from Urban Story Ventures, and I knew a little bit about what they were doing, but it was really, really cool to see everything that's going on in the works when we really dive in. So biggest one, which I'm actually going to give you guys some information on because it is approved. Breaking ground April 10th. I think I'm getting that right. One of them's April 10th. So if I'm wrong on that, don't quote me. But is the Bend. So that's that part of Southside downtown, right on the river, where we have all of that industrial that's just nothing's happening with it anymore. It's going to be converted. They have a lot of different stuff going in. There's going to be an amphitheater. There's going to be more shopping. There's going to be restaurants, offices, residential, the whole nine, right? But two things that are really interesting to me. You have a popsicle?
Yeah, I can.
Come here. Okay, Asher's joining us tonight. And Asher has a green popsicle. Do you want to show him your popsicle?
Mm-hmm.
Popsicle. Okay, but what we were talking about is telling them all about the Bend, which you don't know yet. But so it's going to include all these things. Super awesome. Two things that I found really interesting with it. Ooh, also resort style hotel. That's going to be right on the river. That'll be really cool. But all of that sounds fairly bougie, yada, yada, but it's going to bring a revitalization, more walkability, more parks. There's really, really an emphasis on community. And along with that emphasis on community, we're talking about affordable housing too. So what one could call the projects down there, like near MLK.
Hey, you daddy go.
What?
You daddy go.
Where? I don't know. Do you want to go find Dad?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Asher, say bye.
Bye.
Okay. Love you. Bye. You shut the door? No, I thought you were going to find Dad.
Okay.
Okay. Joys of lives with kids. Thanks. Thanks for sticking it out with me. So back to affordable housing. So these projects, which I don't think is the PC way to say that, but that's what y'all are used to hearing it as, are going to be demolished. I think most of us have heard that. There's been talks of where are these people going to go. And it's a huge deal, right? So what I love is that is incorporated in this plan. And they're really focused on not just affordable housing, but housing that blends different classes. So they're going to be doing mixed housing. And so there will still be the subsidized affordable housing going in. That'll be new construction and much nicer for these people. But then they're going to be in the midst of the other residential going in. And so then the idea is that you're creating a really strong community of people who live shoulder to shoulder, understand each other's strengths, weaknesses, struggles, and their kids can just play together. And it's not this like, oh, you're in a bad spot, so we're going to isolate you into this little block and make it a whole different world, because it's really, you shouldn't treat people that way. So everything's going to be really integrated, still provide space for them, but not in a way that is segregated and honestly, in my opinion, kind of demeaning. So that is the part of this I am the most excited about, because I think it is long overdue that we have a system like that. So if you know someone there that's worried about where they're going to go, if everything is how they say it's going to be, hopefully it's breath of fresh air and they'll have a place that's actually pretty nice. Other things that are cool with this project is they have actually released a lot of this information to the public now. So there is a whole website. It's called BenChattanooga.com. If you guys want to check it out, learn more. Again, on live, it's kind of hard to show you. I can't really do a screen share, but this is the site map of what it plans to be in 10 years. It's going to take over a pretty large portion of that riverfront. And you can really dive into things that are there. But then also there's an option to get on the ground floor. And no matter what you want to do, you can help. So you can invest. You can apply for housing already. You can look at leasing as well. If you are looking for a brand new commercial space downtown and you can't find it, this is coming up. I do commercial too, so I can help you with that. But there's spaces coming up both commercially and residentially. So you can go ahead and start securing those places before any of this is ever built. So that's huge too. Again, details, you can go down the whole little rabbit hole. I want to give you a really high overview. So that's the Bend. In addition to the Bend, they're also working on a number of different spots. FYI, if you guys did not know, this is the same group who built Goodfellas and did a lot of their revitalization in Midtown. But this is a much more expansive project and obviously incorporating a lot of different sectors. It's going to have grocery right there. They're hoping to do a school right there too. And so the idea is that the people living in this community have everything they need in a walkable distance. So then that does help with the impact on cars. And then if it's a family that is in the affordable housing area, then maybe they don't have a car payment and they can use that money to actually live. So super exciting. The other things that they're looking at doing, one of them is on Signal, and they want to make that more retreat oriented, where there will be some residential, but requirements to keep it partially wooded. Maybe doing like a zip line or some retreat camping, kayaking type things. That'll be really cool to see coming down the pike. For me, because I live fairly close to it, the East Ridge area is so fun. I know those of you who live or work in or near East Ridge are with me on the traffic and the construction, and we're so over it. But they have taken the old food city. Obviously, we know they built a new one, but the old food city, and they're going to be revitalizing that and creating new space. There's going to be more walkability and sidewalks, and really going from that tunnel that connects downtown to East Ridge and just making it bleed in more seamlessly and really expanding. I don't want to say downtown, but somewhat expanding downtown into East Ridge, revitalizing East Ridge, making it a place that is more urban instead of this weird, like suburban, but super close together type area. So that's really interesting. If, I always look at it from investment standpoint too, and not just a personal. So if you are looking to invest, I would say with all this coming up, obviously Signal's always huge, but anything near Signal, anything St. Elmo or into Flintstone, as the bend gets done. Obviously Lookout Valley still is always crazy. And then really, really looking at East Ridge and then what's just over the line in Georgia, which is where I live, in about 5 minutes to where all this is happening. So that's really cool for me because I know that that's going to bring more money nearby and help increase the cost of my home. So if you guys have questions on any of this, as always, definitely get in my DMs, comment on this, let's have a conversation. Again, if you want the Bend specifically, it's thebendchattanooga.com through Urban Story Ventures. But yeah, there's more projects than that coming up. Chattanooga has multiple development companies working with the city and county to really kind of reshape Chattanooga. A similar thing happened back in the 70s where we went from an extremely industrial downtown to what is now the riverfront where the aquarium sits. So in being able to see what is upcoming, it is really, really exciting. And if you feel like Chattanooga is great, but unless you're taking a hike or getting dinner, there's not a whole lot to do. That'll be changing. And I'm really excited to be here for it. And I hope that you guys are all excited too. If you have questions about how this impacts housing, or you just want to talk how you feel about it, let's do it. But again, they are being very conscious to include affordable housing in that. And that is so refreshing to hear. So yeah, let's build together. And hopefully taxes don't go up too much. Love you guys. Have a great Wednesday.